Hey, it's Zenworm coming at you with part 1 of the build log for codename Project Zephyr. It's my extreme overkill gaming rig that I'm doing for 2015. Today I'm going to be putting together the case. It's a CaseLabs STH10 Magnum. So it was 8 weeks to the day from when I ordered the case to when CaseLabs shipped it out from California to me here in Tennessee. It was almost an extra week before I actually had it in my hands. The dual color combo that I got, the white and the black, I knew coming out of the gate it was going to be a 6 to 7 week processing time. And then they had some delays later on in my build. CaseLabs, over the past 6 months to a year, they've blown up and their orders have just gone through the roof. So it was ended up being like an extra, I think almost 2 weeks for me to get mine. Which, you know, kind of sucks, but at the same time, I'm happy for them that they're doing so well. And the quality of their cases, as you will see, is I think it's worth it. All right, so here's a quick time lapse of me putting together the case, and I'll catch up with you afterwards and give you my initial impressions of the STH10 Magnum.
So, iPhones and time-lapse. Not a good combo.
Here she is, fully assembled. I'll give you a quick 360. So it took me about an hour and a half if you don't count distractions. I had to get up and walk away from putting it together, which is a long time, but you know, it's a big case. There are a lot of screws and a lot of different parts. So let's go ahead and open it up here and check it out. This is obviously one of the big benefits of a case like this is you get this nice door on a hinge, and I got of course the extra large window so you can see everything in there once it's put together. Flipping around here at the front, can show you that, you know, I do have some fans in here. I ended up thinking that I had a configuration in mind that seemingly is only going to work if I do 120 millimeter fans. These are 140. So this configuration's probably not exactly what I'm going to go with, although I ended up kind of liking it. So I've got a 140 by 3 mount here with 3 140 millimeter fans. Down here I have a single 140 mount, and then I have 2 flex bays here taken up with an Aquaero 6 and then a USB 3.0 like hub type thing. This is actually one of my favorite features of the case, other than like the door and all the panels being so easy to remove. But this motherboard tray has these spring-loaded screws. Get them off here. And once you undo these screws, this whole tray just slides right out. And I'm not going to take it out right now, but I mean, I can just keep pulling and it will just come out, and I can take it and I can put it on a table and I can work on it. They even make rubber feet that you can attach to the bottom of this tray if you want, and then you can use it as like a test bench. Pretty incredible, and it made it super easy to put my motherboard in. I did it on a table and then I put it back in here, and it was super easy. So love that feature. So let's take off some panels and kind of show you what the skeleton of this looks like and sort of all the room that you have to do fun stuff. All right, so I took off one side. I'm gonna leave the door on just because I don't feel like it's got the acrylic and I don't wanna damage it by putting it anywhere. So you can see we've got 2 large compartments, top and bottom, and I am gonna put radiators up there. One like sort of weird thing that I'm I don't quite understand why CaseLabs did this, and I asked them beforehand, and I knew it was going to be an issue that I was going to have to work around if I wanted to try to get a 560 millimeter rad up here. The issue is that you can't even fit the 560 mounting bracket up here because of the height of this is slightly smaller, like half an inch or something, than the bottom compartment. And you can see down there in the bottom compartment, it's not screwed in, but I have a 140 by 4 like mounting bracket down there. I don't know why they made the top just a little bit shorter. It would have been really nice to just be able to stick a 560 in there easily. As it stands, I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do it, but I think I'm going to have to do a little bit of drilling or something in order to get it to work. But I'm determined to get a 560 up here, and the reason being is I'm doing the 560 on the bottom with 4 140 millimeter fans. And so I want to get that symmetry where up here is sort of the same thing. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the same size fan, so it doesn't look weird. And I think I can do it. I think I can make it work, but we'll see. So down in the bottom, I already have some stuff plugged in here. And you can see this has nothing to do with CaseLabs. It was just as I'm playing around with like where I want stuff to go. That USB hub down there cannot stay if I want to put a radiator down there. It is too long. I believe I haven't, I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe my Aquaero should be fine where it's at, and the radiator I think will fit there. But the USB hub for sure is not going to be able to go there, so it's going to have to move. In order to get the fans in this configuration like this, I had to take off this part of the case. I don't even know what the piece is, but it leaves a hole right here. Otherwise, the piece would touch the fans, and the fans wouldn't actually fit in. So I am going to end up, if I think almost any configuration that I'm going to want to do, I'm going to have to cut part of this piece that goes right here in order to fit, because I don't want this huge of a gap going into all the different compartments. So I'll have to cut a little bit of a piece off to be able to screw it back in here and not have that huge hole. So I mean, this is a good time, as I'm trying not to like jerk this off, to talk about their clip system for these panels. I like them, and this one stuck, and I don't like them. That one was really stuck on there. I do like them because they're pretty easy to put in. Not quite as easy to take off, as you just saw. It got a little stuck there. And the metal of these clips is really thin, very bendable, which is good in one way. If you need to adjust the tension, you can do that. You can make it harder or easier to get in and out. But it's also, I think over time, these aren't gonna hold up very well. And CaseLabs probably recognizes that, because they actually give you a bunch of extra ones with the case. You can replace them. So it's kind of nice because it makes it easy to put the panels on, relatively easy to take off. They can just be a little finicky sometimes. And honestly, I don't know, I'm not a case builder. I don't know how they could have done things differently to make that better. I think the versatility that the clips give you is probably worth it. So here's the front panel off, so you can see all of these, what they call the Flex Bay mounting system. And each one of these screw holes, you can see I don't even have these fully secured. I can put more of these screws in there, but each one of those represents one Flex Bay. And you can see these 140 millimeter fans, these brackets essentially take up 4 each, although it's a 3-piece, so it takes up 11 or whatever. I can actually do math. One not so cool thing about the FlexBay system in trying to put like fans or radiators on the front here is that to get these mounts in, you have to install this with the front piece off. You can't do it without taking it off. I have already, as I've been trying to play with the configuration and how I want it to do things, I've already taken this front panel off twice and put it back on. I've gotten to where I'm actually super good at it now, but it is a pain. But you know, whatever, it's fine. I'm about to do it again as I figure out where I might be able to put that USB hub. So, I mean, that's it. That is the STH10 Magnum. Overall, I love it. I love how big and spacious it is. And I can't wait to actually start putting things in it aside from just the motherboard. All right guys, well, Project Zephyr is off to a pretty good start. I'm excited to figure out everything that I'm gonna do with this build. The parts list so far is down in the description of the video, but as of right now, I'm still trying to figure out exact parts that I'm getting in terms of like color scheme. So like RAM and all the water cooling stuff, back plates and fittings. I don't have a clear vision for the color scheme as of right now. I'll be back at some point in the near future with another update of where this is going, and at that point it will probably be with some actual parts in it, like a graphics card, CPU, and hard drive and all that stuff, so I can actually get it running and test those parts. So catch you next time.